I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Friday, August the 11th. Well, the first news is no news. It's silence from the members of the Arkansas congressional delegation. First, it was about Donald Trump's idea to ban transgender people from military service. Then it was about Trump's amazing remarks about nuclear war with North Korea. Our congressmen have nothing to say about this. It could almost make you forget there's silence on another major issue today, health care. Well, a lot of people still remember it, and Ozark Indivisible, which is a movement trying to get congressmen to stand to account for not doing anything about preserving health care coverage in the United States, notes that Steve Womack is finally going to have a town hall meeting of a sort, but it's going to be hard to get to. He's scheduled it at a little volunteer fire department that's almost in Missouri, and the only way you can get there from Arkansas is to wait 20 minutes or more to cross a ferry at Peel, Arkansas, across Lake Norfolk. I think Ozark Indivisible is still going to try and be there and ask Congressman Womack a few questions. He doesn't like being questioned very much. He tried to make this one a very small and intimate gathering. We shall see. It's August 21st in the Lazy Circle Volunteer Fire Department up near Missouri. It even has a Missouri mailing address. In other news, I complained yesterday about the secretive deal by which Little Rock School District is going to sell a vacant former school building to the Walton Family Foundation, likely for another charter school to take still more kids out of Little Rock School District. I filed an FOI request about this deal, found out it was never publicly announced, never publicly advertised, nobody else bid. Sweet deal. If you're a Walton, you can get them. Elsewhere, significant victory in circuit court in Pulaski County yesterday for tenants in a state that has the worst landlord-tenant law in the country. The judge said, yes, it's true, the state provides no guarantee of habitable premises when you rent an apartment or a house from a landlord. But guess what? The Little Rock Housing Code does have an implied warrant of habitability. She ruled in favor of tenants in an apartment complex in southwest Little Rock who'd been evicted because of housing code violations there. So that was some good news, and if it's upheld, it'll be great news indeed for people in other cities that have similar housing codes. Southwest Airlines removed a man from a flight in Dallas Love Field this morning. He was acting disruptive. He was heading for Little Rock. Don't know yet who that person was. Hoping there's video. It seems like there usually is in these kind of things. A new law has taken effect in Arkansas, and the state announced today that it has rules by which you can call, write, or go to a website to report people who are using parking places for the disabled who are not entitled to do so. It's kind of a little bit of nanny statism, I think. You can create a permanent record of scofflaws. The state warns that sometimes people who look abled are actually disabled and entitled to these parking places. I remember when somebody called me down for driving a car up to a disabled spot at a restaurant in Louisiana and giving me grief about it. My mother was in her wheelchair inside the door of the restaurant waiting for me to roll her out. So that's something to worry about before you call too quickly. We learned today that the 8th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals, which covers Arkansas, ruled a few weeks ago that you do not have a First Amendment right that protects you if you choose to make film in public of police officers and other public officials acting badly. An amazing ruling. It's at variance with every other U.S. Circuit Court in the country. So beware when you pull your cell phone out to record a police officer doing something badly. You may remember civil rights lawyer John Walker got arrested for doing just that in Little Rock a few months back. They eventually dropped the charge. It's not good news. There are a couple of people from Arkansas on that court, including Chief Judge Levinsky Smith. Yesterday, Governor Asa Hutchinson said the applications were so good he was going to find money to open 4, not 3, crisis centers that are going to serve mental health patients and people with behavioral problems rather than sending them straight to jail. I think this will save money for jailers and state prison people. It's a good idea because sometimes people really aren't criminals, they're just sick. He's going to provide money to open these in Craighead, Washington, Sebastian, Pulaski County. Some people have complained that there's not a single center south in the southern half of Arkansas, really effectively nothing south of the Arkansas River or Interstate 40, and they have needs down there too, but they just didn't have an application for the money. The population is smaller. If you want to read something this week, go to the Arkansas Times website, arctimes.com, and read Farmer v. Farmer, David Coon's great account of crime and unhappy neighbors over the use of a new kind of pesticide, DICAMBA, that's causing problems with soybean farmers up there. Most read story on the Arkansas Times this week. And finally, a little update on medical marijuana. It's about to become legal in Arkansas. So far, nobody's applied for an application to either grow or sell marijuana in the state under the new medical marijuana law. Don't worry, 2 different lobby groups have formed, and so somebody's going to be in the business to do it eventually. So far, 500 people have applied, however, to be able to get prescriptions for use of medical marijuana. And so there's apparently at least some kind of a demand out there. In the meanwhile, have a beer. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back next week. Resist.